This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. Today, big one. Kate wants to know, how soon can you remarry?
I mean, not for me personally.
Oh, that's not what you told us off air.
That's a nice
Far out, and we said way too early.
It's a nice ring you've got on your finger.
What? I don't have any jewellery at the moment. I'm feeling quite naked.
And Chris Hemsworth's already married, so cool your jets, man.
It is a tough question because you know what, you've got to, how long do you wait? I mean, is it a couple of months? If you got your eye on someone straight away, Kate, and I know you did straight away, how long do you?
Who? Did you know about me fancying you?
It's not how long, it's the feeling.
It's out of respect, isn't it?
Don't put a time limit on it.
Absolutely. And if you really fancy someone else and you think that there's longevity in it, just wait.
Yeah.
Keep the lust alive, you know.
You can have a bit of a sling on the side. No one will know, no one will know that you...
What do you mean if you got your arm in a sling?
You're going up to that little
You hurt
motel in
yourself.
Gosford and you're going hell for leather.
Or you're at the back of a Subaru Impreza. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the car we're giving away.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today.
Whoops.
How long is it before you can
And
remarry?
it's going to be much classier than the intro.
In the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Hey, going to throw it out there, 13, 24, 10. What was the moment you realised you needed to lose weight? The moment where you went, I can't go on anymore like this. I got to stop this. I got to get busy living, and I'm too big to live. Thoughts are with a man who flew on British Airways. Mate, he must be doing very well because he booked seat 1A. That's called first class, guys.
Yeah, you get a bit of room there. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. 2 seconds in. The problem was it was a 6.5 hour flight. He's flown from Nigeria to Heathrow. He's on the way home. When he landed in Heathrow in the UK, unfortunately, he was so big he couldn't get out of his seat.
What do you mean? Like he had a real crack with the food?
No, he didn't just eat on his 6.5 hour flight.
Yeah.
Once he'd wedged into the seat, he was like a turtle on his back. He couldn't actually get out of the seat.
He wedged himself.
He did. He wedged himself, and I think there is one of those sort of partition doors on like a cabin,
Right,
Because he was
right
in
at the front.
first class.
He's on an angle.
He's on an angle, and the services tried to help him out. They couldn't. And then he was described by one of the engineers as a volumetric passenger who is stuck in the seat. So they then removed the suite door and used a hoist to eject him from his seat.
A hoist?
Yeah. I can't imagine what the hoist would have looked like besides one of those sort of flotation things they put under a beached dolphin or a whale that then drags them back out to sea.
I know
For the
you
poor
get
lad.
excited. I mean, the first time you ever fly business class or whatever, you get excited
pumped.
about the food. Why'd I get free wine? Why'd I get a dessert wine?
You mean
do
I can buzz for a BLT whenever I want?
No, don't give me the glass. I'll have the bottle, please.
You got Maggie beer ice cream, do you?
Well, but see, this guy is 6 hours. You're not getting much of a sleep, are you?
I don't think it was just the 6 hours of eating that did it to him. I think it was probably
Right,
the
beforehand.
45 years
Okay.
beforehand. The man said he was very embarrassed, and if there's ever been a wake-up call, now's the time.
It's the hoist.
I reckon when you see the hoist coming down the hallway to lift you up
Yeah.
because you can't move, I reckon that's when you know.
That's a sign. Belinda in the Hawkesbury, when did you realise that you needed to shed some kilos, Belinda?
Yeah, morning, boys. How you doing?
Yeah, good Belinda.
Great, Belinda.
I was actually, when I was pregnant with my first child, I had bubs, and then I was sitting down and I looked at some old pictures, and then a picture had taken of me when I was pregnant and not long after I'd had my son. And I had a look at them and just went, wow. And I had, everything, during my pregnancy, all the bad moments. And then a girlfriend said to me, she said, you were one of the biggest people when you were pregnant. You put on so much weight.
Yes.
But it wasn't being in a rude thing. It was just like...
Reality of
you
it.
did get large, yeah. And it was a slap across the face. And then since then, I think I've lost almost up to 30 kilos.
Wow. Belinda, how have you done it?
Slow and steady. That's what it's been. It's been, years and years.
Yeah.
But it's been training. It's been healthy with my food.
Yeah,
and
I
just
like that.
having a healthy lifestyle. And that's pretty much
me.
it.
I'm slow and steady. I'm sort of looking at this as a decade period.
Old photos are the best like that, aren't they? Because they can be your motivation.
Oh.
I think keeping your old clothes and that as well.
Yep.
Without a doubt. Those jeans, like, oh my God.
Got to get back into them.
I've got to get back into them. Eamon in St Clair, how did you do it, Eamon?
G'day guys, how are you?
Yeah, good, Eamon.
Mate, so many years ago I was suit shopping, going to different retailers and whatnot. All the pants size 38, 40 were sort of getting to a certain point, and I wanted to do the buttons up. So the lady casually strolls over and goes, I think you should start shopping at this shop. And she gave me a Johnny Big card.
Oh, no. Johnny
And
Big.
she goes, sizes start from 40 plus. She goes, you should be able to find the suit pretty good there.
What's it called, Eamon? Johnny Big.
Johnny Biggs.
Johnny Biggs. And was that the moment for you when, stuff this, I'm changing? So, Eamon, did you lose some kilos after that?
I did. I lost about 30 kilos, but since I've been married and had a kid, I've sort of put 25 back on.
Oh, mate, you're still 5 up.
He's blamed his wife for it.
Yeah, I blame the good cooking,
Yeah, she's trying to kill you, Eamon.
Are you getting close to shopping at Johnny Biggs again, Eamon?
Yeah, mate, I'm recycling my clothes. I've got 3 shirts that I constantly wear, and then I go, I'll lose weight and go down to the next level, but the stack just keeps getting higher and
Eamon,
higher.
that's what I do, mate. You just trim it down to the two T-shirts that make you look a little bit thinner. Tommy, do we have any vouchers for Johnny Biggs?
Not yet. I'll find some, though. Whip if you can hand
We
them
should
over.
get some Fitzy and Whipper merchandise for people.
Awesome.
Yes, the big people range.
Whip.
What?
You can model them. For great deals and cheeky getaways, whatif.com has just the place.
A winter hideaway is great, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, apartments, holiday rentals and more.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
I want you to get involved, not you two in particular, but people out there who have come out of a long-term relationship, perhaps a marriage, and then someone's moved on really quickly.
Does happen.
It does happen because sometimes you're in a relationship while you're dead inside, and even though you move on, you moved on.
You moved on 12 months ago.
You moved on a long time ago.
It's so true. Part of you's already rotting.
How long can you be dead inside for before you move on?
Oh, do you know what, though? You say that and there's people listening right now going, I think I died 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I should have
And
done
I'm
this.
still under the same roof, but I just don't have the guts or the energy.
Or the money.
Or the money.
The money comes into it a lot.
It scares me because BJ's sister...
Is she dead, is she?
No, BJ's sister... This scared me a little bit, but she was with... She married a guy very early, high school sweethearts, and then it got to a stage. He didn't really see... Look, don't get me wrong. He wasn't doing himself any favours, Kate, but he didn't see it coming. And then the day that she just said to him, I don't love you anymore.
And there's no coming back from that.
There's no coming back from that. And if you don't see that coming, because then he went, well, what do you want me to change? What do I need to do? And she said, unfortunately, it's too late.
Yeah, I do think, and this is a huge generalisation, that sometimes women do the breaking up and a lot of the grief and the mourning while they're still in the relationship. So they will imagine what life is like beyond it. I don't think they make a rash decision.
No,
you know?
it's never on the spot. Do you know the other thing you see too is where a couple might be together for a very long time, let's call it a decade, 10 years, and there's always the social group saying, I wonder why he hasn't proposed yet. And then they break up and he meets somebody else and they're engaged within 6 months.
And there's a baby on the way.
Yeah, that happens really quickly.
13 24 10. If this is you, or if your ex-partner has moved on so quickly, it's offensive. I'm talking about this because there's a reality star who was married to this bloke for quite a long time, actually. But he is only the estranged husband at the moment. They are not yet divorced.
Right.
So it is quite fresh.
Yes.
He's a lot older. He's 57. And I'm guessing the wife, who he has separated from, is the same age as well. Well, before the divorce has even come through, or maybe they haven't even lodged it, he is now engaged to a 27-year-old model and has announced it in such a flamboyant big way, you know.
Got any pics?
I don't have any pics, and I'm sorry for that, because he's a plastic surgeon, and he's called the Boob God of Miami.
The Boob God.
Boob God of
Just
Miami.
at least wait for the divorce to go through.
Well,
at least.
Because also, if you think you're going to be married and you want to be with that person, I mean, you know that. Maybe make that pledge to each other in private, but just...
No, he's deliberately trying to hurt her.
Absolutely, and I think it's worked.
13, 24, 10, how long were you with that person, and how quickly did you or they move on to the next relationship?
I thought you were going to say, which area are you the boob god of?
Yes.
Boob god of Campbelltown.
That could be fun. What are you the god of? Yeah. Are you a love god?
That's not bad.
I'm a soup goddess.
You are a goddess or queen?
I mean, it's not very sexy, is it?
It's not bad.
I mean, what else could I be the god of?
Soup, you can get into a man's heart with soup.
Do you know what?
I don't make soup for men, Fitzy. Let's be very clear about that. I make soup because I like cooking, and it fills my soul.
Have you asked that your current partner may only be with you because of your soup? Maybe that's a question you need to ask.
I don't share the soup. You have to be part of the soup club to have the soup. So on soup night, it's only me that eats the soup in the house.
You don't even share it with me?
Oh, sometimes she'll have a little bit after school the next day as a snack.
And mitzvah.
But we don't eat mitzvah.
Mizpah.
Now you're getting me saying it incorrectly.
Here's a funny thing about relationships too. You know the whole theory of, well, if the intimacy has died in the relationship, then aren't you just living with a best friend?
Well, sometimes you don't even like them.
Yeah, but see, that can be okay. People can do that.
I agree, and that's different, isn't it? Where you kind of go, no, we've been on so much together. That part of the relationship maybe isn't important to either of them anymore.
If there's kids involved as well.
I'm just asking for a mate.
Okay, Jenny in Penrith, how long was it before you realised, Jen?
I was married for 13 years.
Yes.
And I had my first baby a year after we were married, and I probably should have left then.
Okay, right. And how long did you stick around for, Jen? Dead inside.
Well, my son's now 12.
Oh,
right,
my gosh.
And you're still married?
No, I left.
Oh, okay.
So when you said people living dead inside, that was me, 100%.
Jenny.
Okay, so if how did you not get used to just living like that? I mean, credit to you to finally taking the plunge, but how long was it after that?
Well, I think, once you make the commitment to marry somebody and you start to have a family and you think, well, I've made this commitment now, I have to stay here. And, I'm the only one in my family. It's the first marriage separation with anybody in my family, so there's a lot of pressure to stay together.
Of course. Yeah, it does happen,
and
though,
I
Jenny.
guess my son was about 10, and he said to me one day, Mum, I feel so sorry for you. And I said, why is that? And he said, because you're always so sad.
Oh, bless Jenny.
And that was just, I think, the light bulb went off, and I thought, you think you stay for the children because it's better, but it actually isn't.
No, I agree.
Can you take us back to when it went from good to bad? Like, can you give us one key sign or a moment in time where you went, oh, I didn't like that, and maybe that was just a 1% that led to the start of the death?
Yeah, there was lots of little things that happened, but I suffered from postnatal depression as well.
Okay.
And, look, I don't want to paint my ex-husband in a bad picture because he's a beautiful person. He's a great dad. He just didn't get me. Yeah. And I had postnatal depression, and that's hard for everybody. But I remember one day I was just feeling really down, and I thought, I just need to get out of the house. And I thought, I'll go and spend the morning with my mum. Yep. Go into the shops, not spend money, just go and have a coffee and just get out. And this one morning I said, do you happen to have any money? I might just go and get a coffee with Mum. And he pulled out his wallet and he had all these $50 notes and said, I've only got 50s, and he put them back in his wallet and went to work.
He's not reading the play, is he, Jen? He's not reading you, Jen.
And are you happier now?
I mean, it's hard, yes, but definitely. I don't feel trapped anymore.
Good on you, Jen. Thanks for sharing your story. Yeah.
We've got Simone here who's got rabies. Hi, Simone.
From rabies.
Oh, she's from rabies. Sorry, Simone.
Sorry.
Jesus, you might bark down there. Hey, how long in the relationship and how quickly did they move on, Simone?
I was in the relationship for 10 and a half years.
Yeah.
We were high school sweethearts, so I'm a bit of a cliche. And I hadn't even moved out, and he started dating his Well, he actually married her in the end, even though he never wanted to get married when he was with me.
That's the thing.
What a pig. And you were still living in the house, Simone.
Yep, I hadn't even found a unit to move into.
Oh, how did you find out about the new girl?
She was actually one of my best friends.
Oh, absolute. Well, I hope she gets rabies.
No.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Did you see the footage of Cardi B? I mean, we love her, don't we? She's always got something to say.
You were singing a bit of Cardi B during the song. What was that part that you...
No, that was not.
Back that truck up.
It's not that. It's like this.
She's got a good left arm on her, Kate. She's got a really good left arm on her.
She does, and she can throw a microphone. No, it's park that big Mack truck right in this little garage.
Oh, I thought you were joking when you said that, Winfrey, but she was doing that.
Love it.
What? Park that big
Mack truck.
right in the... Can we isolate that, please, and get that everywhere?
Ah, yes, very much.
Oh, that was good.
Anyway, she must have been working out. There's some footage of her. It's 40 degrees in the desert somewhere. She's doing a show during the day. It looks like everyone's around a pool. She's on the catwalk kind of stage area and singing. And someone throws what at first was thought to be a cocktail or a drink of some description. And they throw that. She gets wet and she pegs the mic back at them
and hits the fan.
I want to be at that party, don't you?
The thing that you need to pick up there, Kate, is that she throws the mic, but she seems to keep singing.
Oh, no. I didn't even think about that.
Everyone realised that she was miming.
Oh, no. God forbid.
She's done a Milli Vanilli.
And and apparently, like the week before, she was in a nightclub. It was a night performance, and she threw a mic at someone there too. But it's now turned out that because it was 40 degrees, she had said, it is so hot up here. I mean, how Cardi would say it.
Yeah.
Please douse me in your...
drinks.
Douse me in your drinks.
Oh, park that big Mack truck.
Right in this little garage.
Throw up a couple of pina coladas there.
Moving right along to Harry Styles. I've got a great line from a Harry Styles song too, if you want to hear it.
What do you got?
I'm joking. Not quite as aggressive as Cardi B. Did you see the photos of him on a yacht?
Yes.
Hanging out in Italy.
It's over.
Like
the tour's over.
The rest of the world. The tour is over. Did you know, I just read this morning, he's raised $6.5 million for charity during that Love on Tour.
Well, they did say that it made $800 million.
I was going to say just half a show, was it? Just 3 songs?
Yeah, it wasn't much. I think it was just from a few T-shirts.
Hey, did you look at those photos and think, how cool is that guy? I mean, we know Harry's cool, but I'd looked at him and thought, we have nothing in common. You're
cool. You've been to Europe.
Thank you. He's just got it going on. And why is he never hooked up with Dua Lipa? How hot would they be as a couple?
Why did you say that during the song?
I just thought they would be. They're two really cool young people.
It's not bad, actually.
Do you know what I mean?
I actually think that Dua Lipa has got... I mean, I'm not commenting, let's be very clear, on the type of woman that Harry goes for, because, of course, he dated Olivia Wilde for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. But I think Dua Lipa has enough. She's got stuff going on. I'm impressed with the new boyfriend, slightly older.
She'd be so happy to hear that.
And classy. I mean, Kate Ritchie has signed off on how well I'm doing.
She's approved it. And who's the guy you said you had a crush on?
Who?
Okay.
Who did I have?
Was it?
Oh, the husband.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Because
Jason
I've been
Sudeikis.
finally watching that.
So
I wonder if he's available.
Lizzie, our producer, Lizzie's got very angry. She said, guys, they did have a thing back in the day, Dua and Harry. It was an awful... She said it was... She didn't enjoy it. She said it was an awful time, but they did have a bit of a fling.
Okay, well, I wonder what she... Oh, no, that would have been years ago before the tattoo. But the photo surfaced of Harry having fun in Italy, and I didn't realise he actually has Olivia's name tattooed on his upper thigh. Did you see that?
Don't do that.
In some lovely cursive writing, no graphics or anything, just purely the name.
Beautiful.
How about this? Paul McCartney is coming to Australia.
How good is that?
This is...
And it's only a couple of months. It's only a few months away, isn't it?
How refreshing to hear a tour being announced and realising you don't have to wait 14 months for them to come here.
It's in 3 months. It's at the end of October 27. Is he playing? Where's he playing in Sydney?
I'm not sure where he's playing in Sydney, but he is doing Melbourne, Newcastle,
I'll
Sydney,
find
Brisbane,
out.
and the Gold Coast. And the great thing for people in Adelaide, because they often get left off the list, they kick off the tour, the Got Back tour.
In Adelaide.
In Adelaide, because 64 years ago, when the Beatles first came
go
to
to
Australia, they landed
Do you know,
Adelaide.
Kate Ritchie, I look at Paul McCartney as the top of the human race.
Oh.
Like, there's no one I'd like to meet more on this planet.
Apart from me, and
Apart
then
from
Paul
you,
McCartney.
and I was lucky enough to sit next to you for 3 hours every day too. And then Paul McCartney, like
Have you seen the Get
everything.
Back documentary when they wrote their last album and they just all sat around and just it will blow your mind.
Do you know what? As cheesy as it is too, go and look at Paul McCartney. Go and watch Paul McCartney and James Corden in Carpool Karaoke. It is so good.
Okay,
fun?
for everyone waking up this morning, Paul McCartney, 27th of October, Allianz Stadium, so Moore Park.
Excellent.
How good is that? All right, and then if you want pre-sale, it's Thursday the 3rd of August. So this Thursday, tickets go on sale next Friday, 11th of August, and you've got to go to frontiertouring.com. Frontier Touring have got the tour.
Tommy, if you want to keep your job, Paul McCartney, wrap up of the week.
Oh, I like that.
Do you think we could get him in? Do you think he would come anywhere near us?
Oh, do you know what?
No.
Would he be a home and away fan? We must milk you, Kate Ritchie.
Milk me?
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, my goodness. I've never had such an offer this early in the morning.
You must.
Oh, what
use your
about
profile.
Stella? Stella may have watched a bit of...
Stella McCartney?
Stella McCartney,
She
the
would love Home and
daughter.
Away.
Well, let's not put words
Tommy.
into their mouths.
Yeah.
They're the Beatles, for goodness sake. I did
Would
see
he?
George Harrison in a restaurant
Did
once.
you?
Is he single at the moment? Would he consider traffic dating?
That's not bad.
Jeez, I've got
Tommy,
a busy day today.
we need to
luck.
milk Kate Ritchie.
Okay.
Park that big Mack truck right in this little garage.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We were talking about Dickie's 70th birthday next year, and we were talking about Sam Neill's turning 80 next year.
Sam Neill's turning 75, I think. Ray Ma is turning 80.
Ray Ma is... Oh, so sorry, Sam Neill, if you are listening to the show.
Sorry, Sam.
Not anymore.
Ray Ma's 80th. He is the same age as Mick Jagger, who turned 80 over the weekend.
Did he really?
Yes.
What a weapon.
Okay, can we go through some of the guest lists? Can you play some Rolling Stones? You got some there?
Oh, what a party. Where was it?
Okay, so it was at a nightclub, the infamous Embargo Republican nightclub.
I haven't been there for about a month, but it is awesome, that place, when it pumps.
It's usually full of boarding school kids and former Made in Chelsea stars, but the Jagger family, they hired it for the night. I think a majority of his 8 kids were there. 8 kids to 5 different mothers.
8.
So his eldest daughter, Jade, is 51 years of age. No, sorry, Karis is 52 years of age.
Okay.
His youngest is 6. And that name is Devereaux? Devereaux.
I've got no idea.
Devereaux, I would go with.
So, and Devereaux's 6.
Okay, and who is the partner? Who is the current
Devereaux's
partner
mum.
Dunno.
of Mick Jagger? I mean, maybe he isn't with the mother
may.
of Devereaux. There might be a girlfriend.
He might be currently looking also for a new partner.
She's an American ballerina. Melanie Hamrick is her name.
So who's at the 80? And what's it like if you picture an 80th? I'm thinking sort of a couple of camping chairs in the backyard.
Prune juice.
Prune juice.
Well, not cups of tea.
Life being it.
Vodka and prune juice.
Maybe a gin and tonic.
Do you want to have a guess?
Chicken sandwiches.
Do you want to have a guess on who was
Elton
there?
John.
No, he wasn't there.
Ray Ma.
No, Ray Ma wasn't there either.
Were there singers like pop stars, rock stars?
There was.
I'm going to have a
McCartney.
good guess. Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Richie! He was there. And, how's this? Got up and sang. He serenaded Mick Jagger with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The two of them.
The two of them got up and serenaded Mick Jagger.
What did they
song?
sing, I
I
wonder?
don't know.
It'd be like a Frank Sinatra or something,
My
do you
way.
think?
How good is that?
Lenny Kravitz, what a gun.
And then Ronnie Stone, fellow Stone, was there. Keith Richards wasn't there. I don't know if they get along anymore.
Oh, don't they?
Nah.
He probably had another party to
They
go to.
travel
let's be
separately
honest.
now. They're still touring.
What do you
but
get, Mick Jagger?
He went home early. Mick went home early. He's 80. I think he pooed his pants and he got out of there. Literally.
He might have had one of those larger nappies on. You know those large nappies? Remember the lady who was an astronaut and she stole a pair of those big tenor lady pants?
What?
And she would wear them
80 years of age,
Who
man.
are you talking
in
about?
case there was an accident in your strides, Kate.
And just
the word
just
strides.
quickly as well, and a sucker for a suit and a pair of runners.
Give us
He
a look.
loves his runners. It's very Seinfeld.
They're a,
isn't
a
it?
hush puppy or something.
Oh,
aren't
they're
they?
hush puppy?
Not a. He doesn't wear hush puppies.
Nothing wrong with a
He's
hush puppy.
I think they're very
They're beautiful.
comfortable.
multi-millionaire.
You might
and
be on the
he's-
Hockers. They're popular at the moment. Hocker,
Yeah.
aren't they? You got a set of Hockers?
Oh, I will for my birthday.
Oh my God, you're turning 80.
No, I'm not. I'm halfway there, though. More than halfway.
Your birthday is coming up very soon.
It is. What are you going to get me?
Hush puppies.
I'm thinking about getting you a brand new car if you play your cards right.
Really? I
But
bought a
you-
bike. I'm
You
gonna
need
get
to
a bike.
impress Fitzy to win the car.
Takes a lot.
Does impress me.
Got the toilet humour jokes? You've won.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We've spoken about this before on the show, but when you go through that sort of teenage time through to possibly closer to the 20s where you're still living at home, but you've got one hell of a social life and you got to get out there, guys. You know what I mean? My days as a teenager,
No, it wasn't at all.
Was it?
wild. Like,
It-
Mum and Dad at one stage said, we've never come across somebody that parties like you.
Didn't you have a butterfly enclosure?
It's different. I was a little bit...
Didn't you have a pool party for your 18th?
Yeah,
That just
a
went a
little-
bit awry and your old man kicked them all out?
It was a barbecue, yeah. But I was like unstoppable. Mum and Dad were sort of, mate, if you don't put your head in, we'll send you to the army because someone needs to control you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Were your
17.
were your barbecues catered?
No, Dad would do a couple of sausages.
Good.
Don't get the wrong
No.
idea. It wasn't sort of white tablecloth and fancy.
You said one of the Real Housewives of Melbourne used to cater your parties? What was her name?
The big group.
Chica.
Yeah,
Chica. What's her surname? I love it. What is it? Chica.
Chica, and Bruce.
Chica Cherry Cola.
Yes.
Chica Cherry Cola and
what I
Bruce.
was trying
Yeah,
to-
they own the big group. They were sort of Melbourne's premier catering business.
Yeah.
And
Nice
still
house.
are. Yeah,
Did all
great
the
house.
18ths from your store and that?
Yeah, they did it on our 21st, I think, which was good.
Great.
Yeah, we had a bit of a party at home.
Chica T-ball. Chica T-ball. I'm still trying to get it.
Chica,
Chica
T-bar.
Khan.
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Yeah.
No?
That's right, is it? Yeah, that's right. Is it?
Anyway, let's move on. Sorry.
But see, I never had. I always used to say that I was sleeping at a friend's house,
Not bad.
and I could get away with it.
Yeah.
So I said, "Can I have a sleepover at Simpson's house?" And Dad would go, "Yeah, sweet." Little did he know that there was a house party on.
Yeah.
Oh, really? See, I didn't do anything like that. I was very well behaved.
We had work the next day, didn't
Boring.
you? You were
Yeah.
only 12.
Oh, and also I was the eldest of 4 kids. So my mum and dad, and we discussed this at our family barbecue on Sunday, they came down very hard on me.
Did they?
So even when I was 12, there were a few things I'd written in a diary and that they read, which if for parents listening, don't read your kids' diaries.
No, don't. Let
It's
them have
such an
that space.
intrusion.
What was it? What was written in there?
I'm not going to tell
us
you.
now.
Yeah,
No,
I want to nuzzle
I'm
into
not gonna-
Deirdre Brummer's
But it
neck.
was nothing. But no, absolutely not.
No.
He's like my brother. I never fancied any
Yeah.
of them.
You never hooked up with
Can
Deirdre
I,
Brummer?
can I
No.
say, did anyone, was there, because like I always think of a footy club or something, was there a moment at Home and Away where the older actors took you out or you had a couple of drinks when you were underage? Kate, there
No.
must have been.
Never.
Lynn McGranger?
Give me one night after
No.
set on a Friday
I don't
night.
know what you're talking about, but Emily Simons was a very bad influence.
Was she? Was she really? So what?
That's why I think she's so nice to me now because
'Cause she feels bad for misleading
Yeah,
you?
she's like, karma is gonna get me, so I've got to put in some hard yards.
13, 24, 10, how did you sneak out of home? Like, what was the thing you did when there was a party on and your mum and dad said no, but you said, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Did you? I mean, in the movies growing up, you always saw the way they would get a couple of pillows and stuff it under the doona, so it made it look like someone was still in the bed.
And the
in case
parents
you-
would open the door
Yeah.
and check on them, and they're
what a
sleeping.
sweet kid, still fast asleep, and there's like a wig in the bed.
Yeah.
Sam in Hornsby. Hello, Sammy.
Hello.
How'd you sneak out of home when you were younger?
I was never allowed out 2 nights in a row, so I used to get dressed, put my pyjamas on, wait till my parents went to bed, put a doll in my bed, I lived in a 3-story house, so I used to go down to the second floor, climb down off the balcony, run down the back, grab the rest of my stuff, meet my friend in the car down the road. She'd be sitting there drinking, waiting for me to go, and then we'd take off.
That's the best times of your life, Sam. Did you ever get busted, Sam? Ever get busted?
Oh, I nearly did. A guy from work rang me to ask me out, and my dad went and knocked on the door and just saw the hair of the doll and thought it was me, and he goes, oh, mate, she's dead asleep. I can't wake her up.
Well done.
No, they killed him. I was like, why are you ringing me?
Oh, my God. How good is that for an effort, though, Sam?
It must be exhilarating climbing down the stormwater pipe or
smoking
something.
Peter Stuyvesant's in the car and the old Ford Cortina on the way to
a spew in the gutter on the way home. I mean, the point I was getting to about sneaking out of house was this one woman. She is in a relationship with a guy, but they're not allowed to tell anybody. So she lives next to the power station. She has the ability to flick a switch. She'll turn the lights off in the village so she can get out of the house to go and meet the guy while the rest of the town sits there going, hey, what's happened to me TV?
That is awesome.
There's a blackout.
You know when the power goes out and all the neighbours come out in the street?
Yeah.
Is it off at your place too?
And then she just does a runner from there.
Yeah, so meets up with the guy, hooks up with the guy, then goes back and sneaks back into the house, flicks the power back on and goes, oh my God.
You become addicted to that feeling of, wow, this is crazy. I'm breaking the rules here. And I'm out with my friends. I haven't got a phone call from my parents or anyone yet. I'm getting away with this.
No one's going to catch me now.
Erin on the Central Coast. How did you sneak out of home, Erin?
Yeah, when I was about 16, I got busted climbing out of the bottom story window. So my parents moved me to the top story and we lived in a brick house.
Yeah.
So I stole my dad's steel cap boots and I hung from the top window and kicked footholds in the brickwork so I could climb down onto the ladders.
You're kidding me.
Oh, Erin.
Oh, my God.
What an effort.
You chipped a ladder into the side of the house?
Yeah, it would still be there.
Oh, Erin, are you a mother now?
I am. I have a daughter that's 2.5 and a son that's 8 months, so I know my karma's
this is going to come back to bite you one day.
Can I ask you, though, are you actually looking forward to that you might have to deal with this with your daughter at some stage and you will look back at your life and go, you know what, I'm actually quite proud of her.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'll tell her. Maybe in her 20s.
No, that's the thing.
I know. That's the thing, like, even with my mother when I was a kid, and I do it a bit with May now.
Heather knew what was going on.
Where they'd call you out on things, and for the life of you, because you have no life experience at that point, you think... I seriously thought my mother was some kind of extraterrestrial. Because... I'm thinking, how she's reading my mind.
And she used to say to you, phone home all the time.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
Hey, that's a secret. Podcast password.
If you want to get your hands on stacks of great prizes, just head over to our Instagram stories at Fitzy Whipper Kate and enter this password. Today's password is...
Influencer.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It's Nova's Impressa for Kate Ritchie's Impressa.
A trip to Hamilton Island.
$5,000.
Can we have a drum roll, please? Taylor Swift tickets.
Does impress me much.
50-cent tickets are in there as well. And Kate, you're about to announce more tickets going into your car.
I know.
What is it, Kate?
I don't think I have it here in front of me. Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. I'm also throwing in 2 tickets to see Pink live in concert.
How good is that?
This is so what you could do. This is fantastic. You're going to have a new car back end of the year. You're going to have all these wonderful prizes, including a Weber barbecue, 3 sets of tickets, 50 cent, Taylor Swift, Pink. You're done for Christmas.
Yeah,
You've got everyone sorted.
See you later.
You got $5,000 spending money. You got 50-inch television, brand new. Trip for 2 to Hamilton Island. We'll take you out to Whitehaven Beach.
Beautiful.
And like Kate said, the Weber barbecue. You need to impress her. Catherine in Bankstown. What do you got for us, Kath?
Hi, I'm a florist and I would love to make you a flower arrangement every week till the end of the year.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, there's nothing better than having fresh flowers in the house.
You will feel like a queen.
You feel like Elton John. Doesn't he? He forks out around about $40 million a year in flowers for his house.
Through Catherine. I think Catherine
supplies to Elton.
You've got to get onto Elton.
Got to get that job.
I mean, what's popular at the moment? What do they want, Catherine?
Oh, roses are always a favourite.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay,
classic.
I love that, Catherine. Think about that, Kate.
Tonya in Hornsby. How are you going to impress Kate, Tonya?
Good morning, guys. I'm willing to give up the car and just take whatever's in the boot.
Well, that's not really,
What are you
impressing Kate.
saying about my car, Tonya? What's wrong with the
Please
old
don't
Sue?
take it personally. I would love to drive in your car, but I think there's people less fortunate than myself that would probably appreciate it. Someone in the competition that, is really struggling. I'm a mental health nurse and people are doing it tough these days.
So
God, you're a good woman. So you'd split the prize.
Absolutely.
You'd keep the bits and pieces and give the car to a deserving winner.
Tonya's got a big heart.
What are you going to do there, Kate? That's hard to say no
What do you want to do? You got two there. Catherine's on flowers. Tonya's on love.
I'm going to have to go with Tonya.
Tonya, you're in the draw,
That does
Tonya.
impress
You're in the
me.
running.
Oh, Tonya.
You beautiful thing.
Spreading the love. Thank you.
Absolutely. You have a great day, guys.
No worries.
Thanks, Tonton.
She'll jump into that car and she'll be out of here in no time and no one will know where she's gone.
Tonya.
Actually, can we speak to Trent Nikolic now? He is the managing editor for drive.com.au and let me give you the heads up. He has test driven this car. Trent, you there?
Good morning, guys.
Trent,
Good morning, Trent.
thank you, buddy.
Thank you. I had the pleasure of meeting Trent the other day. He knows a lot about cars, and he was brave enough to get in the car. I did notice, though, Trent, that you wanted to sit in the driver's seat. You wouldn't let me drive.
What's it like to get your hands on it,
Yeah,
Trent?
that was a rule before we got into it, guys, that I had to drive. I got bad news for Tonya, too. I've seen what's in the boot, and it's everything that Kate's taken out of the rest of the interior and thrown in there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Trent, talk us through getting your hands on this beast. What's it like?
I said to Kate the last time I test drove a 2018 Subaru Impreza was in 2018, but it's actually stacked up quite well. I mean, there's a few little bumps and grazes. Yes, that's true. Kate's already confessed to that. She did ask me not to look at the wheels, which I dutifully did exactly as I was asked. But I've got to be honest with you guys, it actually drives really well. I did look at Kate and I said, it doesn't look like you lived in it, which is a good start. But she did confess to having cleaned it up because she knew I was going to be driving it. But but then actually driving it, it looks like it's been serviced and looked after. So that's a good start for whoever wins it.
It's only done 44,000 Ks as well, so you'll get a bit more out of this, Trent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being serious for a minute, one of the reasons Aussies love Subarus as much as they do is because they're quite durable and they're reliable. So I actually said that to Kate. I said, I'm surprised how low the kilometres are, and anything under 100,000 Ks really on a new car is nothing. So yeah, it's not like you're getting some clapped out old thing with 500,000 kilometres on it. You can probably keep driving this for 10 years without any worry at all.
Wow. Okay, that's great.
Does a good burnout, Trent? Did you have a crack at that or do a couple of doughies in it, or no, you didn't push
I
it?
just dropped Kate back at the studio and then just took it for a gentle cruise, So I tested all that out once I dropped her back.
And you looked quite good in the sunglasses that were in my console as well.
You guys sharing clothes.
I put a pair of Kate's sunglasses on, guys, and I said to her, is your head really big or is my head really small? Because they actually fitted me, so I can't work out how that happened.
I'm a
not sure what
59
happened.
and a half. I told you this.
Were you impressed with Trent? Could Trent win the car?
Oh, does he go into the running, Kate?
I think that if Trent could get his hands on anything, it wouldn't be the Subaru. He was about to test drive a Range Rover, I think, after that.
I thought you meant the Taylor Swift tickets.
No, Trent, we appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you very much.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
No worries.
Thanks,
and your
Trent.
opportunity, you can still register on the Nova Player app. If you've got a story, a joke, if you've got an amazing voice and you need to impress Kate, you've only got to, what do we got? About a week or two to go, and then you can win that car.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Mate, I choose happiness every day. Making a choice, yeah. I look at it and I look at the day and go, what do you want? Sour face or happiness? Bang, I'll take happiness.
Sorry to do this because I'm going to flip the switch for you.
Oh, no, what's happened?
Because I'm going sadness for you. I'm going to talk about flying, and there could be a couple of triggers in this story that could trigger you, and I know you have a fear of flying.
Yes, I have a respect of flying, not so much a fear. I'm very aware of things on an aeroplane.
So these are the things that will trigger you. I know you love your Qantas, but this is a Virgin flight. We're going Virgin. So we're going Virgin here.
I've got to fly Virgin
It's a
soon.
Virgin flight to Bali.
This has nothing to do with me because I won't fly Virgin to Bali. So there you go. A step away.
A plane travelling from Brisbane to Denpasar. had 3 blokes on there who decided to open up their duty-free booze on the flight. There's another trigger for you on the Virgin flight. Have we got like a Virgin there?
Thanks, Jess. I'm not. Thank you, 3 kids.
They were told to settle down a little bit, and they said, "No, we'll do what we want." And then the boys started to vape on the flight as well.
Lads.
God, 2 20-year-old men and a 42-year-old. Though, look, don't get me wrong. I know you're excited. You're going to Cooter. You know it's going to be a belter.
Choose a tat.
Oh, sitting on the beach. You get $3 beers.
Yeah.
Tiger beers.
I mean, you got all that rubbish sort of washing up on the shore at your feet as well while you sit there and a lady tries to rip you off with a bracelet.
No, they don't rip you off. They are beautiful people.
Beautiful quality.
The people are beautiful.
Balinese are lovely.
They are beautiful over there. But
Indonesians.
These guys were sitting in the exit rows as well, and it got to a point where the flight attendants had to say to them, "Can you please move? We have to move you out of the exit row because if the plane is coming, if there is an emergency, we don't think that you can carry out your tasks in the emergency row." You reckon that went down well?
Oh.
They opened up another bottle from their duty free on their Virgin flight. Shot
to Bali.
To Bali.
Everybody. I can't help but think flashbacks to The Wolf of Wall Street. Remember they get on that commercial flight and they're in first class and they're hammered. And he wakes up and he's just gaffer taped to the seat. I can't remember what happened. He wakes up and goes, "What happened last night?"
Well, Jimmy Barnes tells the story on how when he was at the peak of his partying days, he got onto a flight first class and he had drugs all in his pocket and kept taking them on the flight.
On the flight?
Yes. Kept taking them on the flight, drinking red wine. He had to be detained as well.
He's worse than me. That was him on takeoff.
Have you got Jimmy Barnes the motorbike
as an engine? This is him moving up a gear. Now he's onto the drugs. That's his 4th bottle of vodka as the plane takes off.
Oh, sorry.
What about your mate? Wasn't it your mate who drugged himself? He took like a Stilnox or something.
Oh, no. That was... No, punters. This is an amazing story. So, Sydney to LA, you know, is 14... It's a 14-hour flight.
Yeah.
So, he went to LA and then he went to Vegas, right? He had a huge 5 days in Vegas, hardly got any sleep. And he said when he got on that flight, so he went from Vegas to LA, the flight from LA to Sydney, 14 hours. He was sitting in the exit row and he said, "I was so tired. I'd hardly had any sleep and partied so hard in Vegas." He remembers he went to sleep as they were taking off, and no joke, the next time he woke up was when they were landing in Sydney 14 hours later.
That is a dream.
How much money would you pay to do that if you could do that on a flight?
That is like clicking your fingers, isn't it? I want to shut my eyes and then wake up in another country. I want to wake up at home.
And the guy next to him said, "Can I just say, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. We had people hovering around the toilet here,
still asleep,
knocking into your legs, doing everything, and you did not move for 14 hours.
Oh, Vegas will do that to you. Well done, punters.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.